I haven't had much time this weekend to play around with RPG Maker since the last stream because I've been putting everything into the website. So progress since Thursday's stream is zilch because of the website. But I did have a little look into the shaking mechanic this afternoon before I started stream, just to expand on that more for those of you that don't know. We're currently working on a cart scene, well, a wagon scene. I was kind of asking, what's the difference between a cart and a wagon? Apparently a cart is something that isn't covered, and a wagon is something that is covered up, so it's technically a wagon. And so this is the inside of the wagon. It's very bland at the moment, but we will make it look awesome over time, and the outside isn't exactly stunning just yet, but I'm looking forward to doing some parallax mapping of this and making it pretty. But that will be the last job. We want to get it working mechanically, the scene first. That's kind of the aim. But so what we're doing, because it's a wagon, we want it to have a bit of a vertical shake to it to give the impression that it's moving. And RPG Maker is so silly, RPG Maker MV anyway, because there's a shake screen and it does a horizontal shake, but it doesn't let you do a vertical one. I mean, what's that? It should have at least added a vertical shake. So what I've been trying to do is figure out how to do it. I downloaded a plugin in hopes that it would work called Vertical Screen Shake. It's right there. I've followed all the instructions. Here's the script call. I copied and pasted that, put in the numbers I needed, put it in the event and did a play test, and it didn't work. So I have no idea why it hasn't worked, but it doesn't. So this is something that needs to be sorted out because it's pretty important. So I've been scouring the forums for the answer, and you know me, I always do it in the end. Even if it takes me a month, I always do it in the end, so we will figure it out. I didn't know there was such a thing as a posh brummie. I'm from Newcastle, Cambridge. Same can be said of the people up here. Well, now you know it's a thing, because I'm one. And it totally is. Totally is such a thing. And in doubt, add more screen shake. Hello, Rose Queen. Hi, Neffel. How you doing? Anyone remember wagon wheels? Oh my god, they're the best. The snack wagon wheels. I used to have them a lot. I like the ones with the jam in the middle. They're pretty cool. So, okay, so here we go. I've been looking on the forums, and this was a script I tried last time. Because apparently you can make it work, like this guy here. He's convinced you can make a vertical screen shake work. Because this person has got the same problem as me. But the only issue is you need to be have a bit of knowledge of scripting. So I'm trying to figure out what on earth it means, because if you know me, I am no coder, so this is the challenge. Okay. So he said the correct line is this, and I did put this in last time and it didn't work, so I'm clearly missing something with this. But we're gonna, to do this faster, instead of testing the cart scene all the while, we're gonna move to Silent Haven and we're gonna just place a player touch event here and see if we can get it working as soon as we open the game. Testing purposes and just to get it done quicker, but I'm pretty sure that this isn't going to work. It didn't last time we did this, but we will figure it out. We will do it, because once this shake screen problem is solved, the rest of it's pretty straightforward, until we get to the hijacking scene. Of course, that'll probably have, we're probably going to make that all fancy, and okay, so that didn't work. Do I need to change the X to some other number? Is this what's going on here? I'm a noob with script. I don't even know what the right thing to do is. I'm sure you already found this one, but it's discussing vertical screen share. Oh, really, Azriel? I will have a look at that link in a second. Thank you very much. It might be one I've already seen because I have like literally scoured to the forums for these posts and no luck so far. But I think it's always helpful to reread sometimes because I'm one of these people that sometimes need to reread something. And who knows, maybe I've not even read that one yet. So that didn't work either, and it should definitely work because it's player touch and it should trigger as soon as... Okay, maybe the reason it's not working is because we need to... Do we need to do the screen shake first? They're very vague in how we have to set this up, I have to say, and that's why... That's why I'm a little bit confused. Sometimes I need to read it properly. Okay, let's see what the link Azriel sent is. Marshmallow plus jam the best. You agree then, Binary? That's my favourite too. It is the best one. Oh, this is the exact same one, Azriel. The one I've been looking at. I'm in the same page as you, yeah. It seems like this page is definitely the solution to all our questions. Like, this guy here, like, really knows what he's talking about, clearly. He's just very knowledgeable about scripting and I'm not, so that's why I'm clearly doing something wrong. Let's get smart like this guy. Let's figure out to be a coding master. You know, if I do solve this today, it will be an achievement for sure. It's always a good feeling to solve something, even though it's a pain in the butt face. How was your weekend, friend? How was my weekend? What did I do? I did a lot of website work for Raindrop Chronicles, a lot. I also chilled a bit with some Final Fantasy 14 because you need to do that, otherwise you'll go crazy. All you do is work 24/7. And but other than that, that's about it really. Pretty standard, normal weekend for me. What about you, Neville, and the rest of your chat? And also thank you, chat, for being awesome, being chatty today. You've kept me awake. Otherwise I would have ended up doing a no cam stream. I would have ended up turning the cam off today, but I feel more psyched up and ready to go now, so I don't think we'll be turning cam off after all. If I end up getting super sleepy, then I probably will. But all so far it's all going well. And I am really excited about the website launch. And I'll just remind you all again, it's being pushed back to Monday because we won't be having a stream on Thursday this week. We want the website launch to be stream 100, which will be this Monday. And I'm doing it on purpose. I'm taking Thursday off for an extra day this week to focus completely on the website because I need those extra days. I want to make sure it's all optimised and it's working on mobile and smaller screens. And that will definitely need an extra couple of days to do that. And I don't want to have to go to bed at 4 AM and every night this week. So it'll be perfect to have it Monday instead. So 1 week, exciting times. Okay, so scene manager scene wide plus and equals and a small number to move the scene down to move it back up, replace plus with minus. Okay, I kind of get what he's saying. I do get that. Okay, so I think do we have to have that there? From what he's saying, I think we can just copy and paste that and just literally add a number, like 1 or 2 or something. Don't know if we need all this math.rand int bit. We can maybe we can just do that. But we also need to replace the plus with the minus, apparently. Also, if I'm doing it wrong, feel free to correct me, because I have a lot to learn when it comes to scripting. It's my weakest point of game development, but we can't all be perfect, can we? We know we're not superheroes. Okay, so if we loop that now, will it work? I mean, this might fail miserably, but I feel like that's what he's trying to say. From what he says in the post, he says, move the scene down and move it back up and place plus with the minus, which you've done. You'll move separated by wait commands, which is what I've done. I've put wait commands and now then I've looped it. So maybe this is the trick. If it works, I'll be shocked, because things don't tend to always go great. Sometimes it's one of these things that take forever to work out with me a lot of the time when I get a bug. Hi Matt, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. And Zyros, how are you doing as well? Did you ever manage to... Oh, this is it is. I spent about an hour looking into it this afternoon before stream. Didn't get a chance to this weekend because I've been doing a whole website for getting the website stuff done. So the game's taken a back seat because of that. So we basically carried on today with where we left off on Thursday's stream. Usually I do loads of game development stuff on my days off, but just not had the time this time because of the website. But we can do it. We can fix this together, can't we? It's worked. No way. This is a dream. It can't have worked. It's vertically shaking now. It's working. I'm shocked. Sorry, I'm shocked. I didn't expect that to work. But it has. Screen shake solved. Wow, that was all right. We did that pretty early on in the stream. I mean, I don't know if it's the most beautiful screen shake in the world, but it's doing the job. I mean, what else can you do with a screen shake, really? We can all change the speed. We can change the number a bit and see which one looks best. That's for generating a random number. The plus and the minus represent moving up and down. Well, it worked. It's great. So that thread did solve our problems. I wasn't getting what he meant at first. And my mistake was that instead of following what he was saying here and adding the number like he said and following the instructions, which I've now done, I actually just copied and pasted that and with all that there, when really I shouldn't have paid attention to that bit. I mean, that might work if I put the minus and the weight thing in. That script alone itself doesn't work. You have to do it again with the minus, the weights in between, and maybe that's why it didn't work. But it's worked. We did it. Alright, that was that sprite thing I wanted to work on. I need to put that off until I get home now. Oh, what sprite thing is that? Okay, cool. It's been a bit since I've been on Twitch, so I was afraid I missed a bunch. Can you do alert in RPG Maker? What's alert? Also, yeah, don't worry you didn't miss anything, because I stream Monday to Thursday. So it has been a few days since I was live anyway. I think the last time we saw each other was literally when I just finished my stream last. So we haven't missed a thing. Want to see if I can warp the perspective on the barrel for when it rolls. Oh, right. Well, that's it. That's cool, because we'll definitely... Today, because we've solved the screen shank now, I think we'll be able to start the hijacking scene today. So we'll probably have an experiment on the barrel rolling and as well if we get time. But that also might go into tomorrow's stream. And I haven't had a chance at all to mess about with how that's going to work yet. So it will be fun to try it out and see what we can do. And we just want it to look good. We want it to look awesome. We want to make the scene look badass. So that it's not showing the lid side. Oh yeah, I'm going a bit of a blank on that just because I haven't done much barrel rolling work. I spent about 5 minutes just flipping Carol 90 degrees to see if it worked, but I haven't thought much about the animations or how it looks yet. But definitely we'll have a good look at that either today or tomorrow when we get round to it. Essentially, it's used for speeding up and slowing down so that your character doesn't stop dead when you let go of the button, for example, so you approach a value. Azrael knows what he's talking about. So I'm happy because we did this. And I didn't think we was going to do it, you know. I thought I might have to leave this to the side for a bit and do it another time. But it's worked. So all we need to do now is copy all this, delete that event because we don't need it anymore. That was a test. And we put it here instead. And that's a parallel trigger, so it'll start as soon as we get to the card scene. And what else was I going to do? Is there anything else? Oh yes, we can delete those plugins now because we're not using them. That was the vertical shake plugin. I'm not sure why that didn't work, but maybe there was a plugin clash with another plugin I had that stopped it from working properly. Who knows? Lerp is a malfunction encoding to smooth the transition between two values or something to that effect. Oh right, that makes sense because it would make the vertical shake a bit smoother. If that we could pull that off. I have no idea how to approach that, though. That's something very new to me. But I suppose it wouldn't be the end of the world if we didn't do that, because carts are a little bit not very smooth anyway. But we'll see. If there is a way to make the shake better or look better visually, then I won't say no to doing that. Hi S4, how you doing? Welcome. The graphics are gorgeous. Well, that's a compliment for sure. Because one challenging thing about this project is going to be to consistently keep the graphics consistent, because we're using a mixture of assets here made by different people. We got some vanilla RPG Maker assets. We got some made by the community of RPG Maker, some by me, so you know I think one of my goals is to make sure everything looks consistent, and that's going to be tricky for sure, especially when moving between zones and areas, because we'll be using different tile sets, and we want to make it look like it's all the same world, so that's the important thing. Which might make the screen smoother if it exists as script function MV, but I have no idea. Yeah, I have to think about that one. It's a nice mix. Well, thank you very much for the kind words. Right, so anybody who's new here, curious about our awesome community RPG project that we're doing, feel free to look into that. We will have a website in a week's time, so that command will get replaced with the website at that point. And the goal with the website is for it to be the place where everything is. Instead of having all these little Google Docs and bits and bobs, we can have it all on the website instead. That's always difficult when you have mixed assets with enough time, though you can make it all fit. It is for sure. And I'm pretty confident that I can pull off the challenge. If I manage to create a barrel with a bra on it, then anything's possible. Well, you know, I didn't expect the Carol barrel assets to go as well as they did. I have to admit I'm pleasantly surprised by how good they are. I think we've got a really awesome set of characters there. So, sometimes I underestimate what I can do, and I'm like, hopefully we can do that, but usually I do it, so I've got to have more faith in myself sometimes. Okay, so let's do test play and see if this works, but one thing I want to do first is maybe make it a bit darker, the tint screen, when we go into here, because I have got it on night, which is here, but I still think it's a bit light. So if we have it on -85 instead. Oh no, we don't want it on -85, we want it on... Oh, we do. Hang on, I'm confused. Let's go back. Oh, right, that's it. So, -85 for those. Yeah, we'll see that. We'll see how that looks. Yay! We'll see how the screen shape looks now. And I don't think we've got any game music on in the background. It's muted. Yeah, we're doing a mute test play thing today because we usually start doing the scenes with the sound on when we've almost completed them, because the sound effects and the music and that is usually the finishing touches. And right now it's all just visual, so... Oh yeah, so we have got a vertical shake. I'm sure we can manipulate it to our needs. It'd be cool if we could make it like similar to how the car actually looks outside with its shake, because that has a little animation, an up and down one as well. Right, so Oliver's dialogue box could probably be moved on the x-axis by a pixel or two, but I'd say it's the Y positioning is good. Okay. So I said I was going to do the dialogue boxes bit off stream because it tends to be the fiddly bit that takes a bit of testing to get it working right, but we can do that today. We might as well get the scene polished. So I'm going to write notes down of this actually, just so I remember what positioning needs changing. So Oliver's was move across by 2 pixels. Carol, move up by 10 pixels. And Meryl, move across by 10. And we did some new expressions for the barrel crew in the last stream as well. So because she moves down towards Oliver at this point, her dialogue box stays where it was before, so that also needs to move with her. And the dialogue box stuff is very fiddly. I would love an easier solution for it long term if there's a way to solve it. It was like a sort of issue I had early on, and I did put on the forums, and it never got solved, although there was a big demand for it. Basically what the issue is, to sum it up, is I use a 2x zoom in RPG Maker. What you see on the screen is the characters and environment zoomed in twice. If we had it at its original view, it would be, more out, and the screen, it wouldn't be as intimate as it is. I prefer it like this for sure, because everything's closer and you can see it better. But unfortunately, because we've got a ×2 zoom, it makes the dialogue box positioning not work, so we have to do it manually instead of do it as we normally would do, which is just set it above the event. And I basically posted on the forums how to put a dialogue box above an event when you've got a timed Zoom to Zoom. And there was loads of other people who had wanted that solved too, but there was never anybody to really solve that problem for us. So I'm still hoping that one day there will be a solution for that, because in the long term it'll just make everything easier, and scene making will be a breeze compared to what it currently is. But it's kind of worth it, at least to do it this way. Is better than not doing it and having the dialogue boxes look a mess, I guess. So this is the way to just do it for now. That works well. Text is still readable. Is that a barrel? Sorry, I'm new. Hi Long, how are you doing? It is. It is a barrel indeed. And I can't wait to get the website done for you guys that are new, because it's going to show, there's going to be a section on the website that's going to show off the characters in the game, and these barrels will be there. So you'll get to get a closer look at them. So one more week and we'll have that for you. But at the moment we just got a link tree with a doc, and we also oops, I've put that in wrong. We also have a story so far video as well, which is on the YouTube, and I'll be doing the next story so far video in a few weeks' time, because there'll be an update. We need to do an updated one. But welcome Long, it's good to have you here. Good to meet you. So, Meryl's second box. Move down by, I'd say it's quite a lot of pixels, maybe 100, but it's very trial and error with positioning the dialogue boxes with this current way we're doing it. But once we figure out the pattern, it'll probably be a lot easier to estimate the amount of pixels, because she just literally moved down one space, so we just need to know that number really. I think it's 100 pixels. It might be 96. I don't know, it's around that. Okay, so next part, I looked. Where would the stars run away from their daddy? Okay, so we might have sad face Oliver at this point. Maybe change Meryl's expression as well to one that isn't smiling, because it looks like she's getting joy from such a dark tale. But maybe she does. Okay, so now the scene repeating itself because we're back to the start. So we'll fix the little bits that we need to do, and then we will add new dialogue. And we're probably about halfway through, maybe a third through the dialogue bit, but once we've got it all in, we will be able to start the hijacking scene, and that's where everything's gonna get fancy. The action begins. Okay, so dialogue box positioning. Move across by 10 pixels I've put for Meryl, and maybe that might not be accurate, but we'll see. Oops, I think I put the wrong thing in there. Okay, so Oliver's face. Yeah, we'll put the sad face there for now. Maybe that one for now, but we'll probably get more expressions over time, and there might be more suitable expressions to put in certain areas. I know I want to do some new ones for Carol as well. Hi Chub Cheeks, how's it going? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. So if we change this number to 1, I'm curious what the shake could look like with 1 as the number. So we'll look. I kind of want to experiment with this screen shake script. Let's see what looks the best. So we'll do another test play. We'll see if there's anything to fix in this text play, and then once we're fine with how it looks, we'll start the next bit of the scene. But one thing we do need to do as well is the curtain bit. Well, it's not really a curtain, but it's meant to be a wall, the wall area of the wagon, the bit that separates the inside from the front of the wagon. So we want that to match with the outside of the wagon better. We was in the process of doing that in the last stream. So it'll be a good thing to do. Yeah, Oliver's dialogue box is perfect there. Carol's needs to be moved. Probably 5 to 8 pixels maybe. And yes, Meryl's the same as Carol and above a bit more. Probably put that there on the next line as well. Also, the screen shake's a lot more subtle on 1 than it is on 2. It might not give people as much of a headache. Guess it's a preference. You can still kind of see it's moving. Maybe during the hijacking it can do the 2. We can have it as a heavier shake then. Because we definitely want things to go a bit more wild and crazy during the actual hijacking bit. Okay, so... Okay. So what is the next dialogue bit after that? We can cross this off now because we've solved the issue with the shake. So those bits can go. So here's the dialogue, and if anyone wants to look at the dialogue, here it is. Exclamation mark dialogue, guys. You'll be able to see the scenes that we're currently working on and some of the ones we've done before. Has anyone ever told you? Yeah, every day. So much that I cry now because it's become such a thing and I don't get it. It's literally just the glass. Well, she don't even wear glasses, so it must just be the hair. And I've told myself I'm never gonna have pigtails again, so I don't get people tell me I look like her. But yeah, people still say it. Well, I haven't got pigtails, so I don't know what's going on because we don't look alike. I mean, she's wonderful. She's wonderful, but I just don't see the resemblance personally. The haircut, it's the bangs, isn't it? That's it. I'm growing out my bangs. Then maybe I'll stop. Right. It wouldn't really be a problem at all, but when it becomes a thing that's every day, I think it would just get to anybody. Okay. Okay, so this is the part we're at now. So Carol speak next, though she just copied her dialogue box and she's really mad, so she'll have that face. Also I'll hide this so you can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, Carol can now have a name box as well. Oh, we haven't even given Meryl a name box yet, I've just realised. Oliver's name box isn't positioned right. Well, it is, but it's not where it should be. Right, Caroline, right, so at this point. What's the most annoying thing when doing a video game? When making one or when playing one? And that's an easy question. The most annoying about doing a video game is when something doesn't work. That's the most annoying thing. But it happens, you know, happens a lot, but it's always the best to solve it. Like we did today, we solved the screen shake and it was like, it made my week, in all honesty, so it's worth it sometimes. So now at this point we know Carol's name, so we can put Carol in there because Meryl called her Carol. Having to answer Twitch chat, oh, it couldn't be any more further from the truth, Whitlock. I think that's my favourite part. Because, in all honesty, I wouldn't stream. If that bothered me, I'd kind of make a game that wasn't anything to do with people and community. But that's kind of my favourite bit and why I'm doing this. Okay, so... next bit is Meryl. She says... the truth, it's what Axel told me. Axel is an oil drum, who we don't know what he looks like yet, but he's Meryl's boyfriend, and Axel was the name chosen by the community. It won the poll. It's a good bad boy name, isn't it? I think we will give it italics as well. That bit of code basically just puts the word in between in italics. I've memorized it now because I've done it a few times. And now Elvira pops up, so she'll have to show her face. Because all the barrel companions are hiding their faces until they speak, which I think I'm pretty happy with that decision. So Elvira's event, let's have a look, is this one. So event 4. So we need to just change the graphic. So event 4. Okay, so Elvira. So where is her face? Oh, we've not done Elvira's expressions yet. We'll have to get those put in. Elvira. She says... And the positioning of Elvira's is actually going to be... yeah, 650 for Y. Just editing that particular dialog box slightly because the text was going over the edge just a touch, a bit more than I wanted it to. Okay, so I'm gonna do Elvira's expressions now. So let's get Photoshop open. So we'll use Meryl as a template. We can get the positioning correct. Let's see what Elvira faces we can get. So, if we did flip those lips, what would happen? Oh wow, she looks evil. Let's just fill in. She looks like she's got a bit of a square moustache going on. We don't want that, do we? Hank's the one with the moustache. So I just mess about with the positioning of these lips a bit, because it's a little bit higher there because she's got a pouty face. Is this the right alignment? No. Yeah, that would kind of be the right alignment, but that would mean we would have to move this up though. Now this is the challenging bit because it's all flat because we have merged the layers, so only by 2 pixels though. I think we need to move it up. Because it would move with her mouth. If she moves her mouth into a different expression, it kind of makes sense that the cigarette would move as well, and it stays in line with the edge of her lip. So I think that is fine to do it that way, but we have to fit in the messy gaps now. Could you show us what's SMTH? I'm very sorry. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay, so that is fine. So we now have a smug Alvira face, and I don't think it would hurt to move it down like just by 1 pixel. In fact, it would probably look better. Okay, so we have like unamused Alvira and smug Alvira right here now. Now I'm curious what would happen if we shifted, well, flipped the position of the eyebrows. We'll do it with this one first. Oh, hang on, before we do that, I've just realised there's something wrong with this. Oh, hang on. Just a little gap. That shouldn't be there. Yeah, everything else is good. Okay, so This might be a bit messy actually because I'm not being very accurate with what I'm doing, but let's just do a test to see how it looks. A bit vertical. Wow, she looks worried now. Hi, Corpus, they are. They are definitely that. So we might need to just edit the eyebrows a little bit so they just look a bit more natural. Glaceon, thank you so much. That hurts. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing as well, Corpus? Are you having a good day? I hope the start of the week is treating you well. And you, Glaceon. Okay, so we do have a few little weird visual things since we flipped the brow. Let's just make sure her eyes are exactly as they should be. So I might actually just grab this part just to make sure. I might have scrubbed a bit away at the eye with doing this other expression for Alveria. There we go. And I think that other eye is fine. Oh no, we have actually got a bit that we missed, so there we go. Just copy copy that bit. Pretty good. How about you? Doing okay. I was very, very sleepy before the start of stream today, but it's since starting the stream, I definitely feel a lot better. Sometimes you just gotta do something to wake you up. But I was like really sleepy. I was like, oh my goodness, I might have to do a no cam stream today at first, but surprisingly I'm fine now. I was just playing with someone on their stream and saw you were live, and they just ended. We ended up taking turns winning the team in fight tactics. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds lots of fun. When are you going to join us on Final Fantasy 14? No, guys. Yeah. Pressure. It can be a bit like daunting to start off with Final Fantasy 14, and especially the subscription can be off-putting for some as well. But it's always fun to have friends start playing it. Seems like most things are a lot better once you get started. Yeah, that's true as well, actually. Because I put a bit of an outline on that brown. I don't know if we need it, actually. It might look better without. But yeah, I'm definitely sleepy because of my routine this week hasn't been the healthiest. I've been doing too much work. So I've been working on the website for Raindrop Chronicles, and it's going to be well worth it when it's done. But oh my goodness, it is a big job. That's for sure. Neo Ron, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. So all you new folks that are coming in today, or anybody who comes or hasn't been in a while, I will have a website to show off on stream next week for you all, a Raindrop Chronicles website. Okay, so I think we could have one more facial expression here then. We'll merge. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll merge these. It doesn't matter that Meryl's there because we're going to go over her anyway. Merge visible. We'll copy this one now. Oh, hang on, we got a bit of Meryl bra here that shouldn't be there. A bit of 2 little tiny pink pixels. My eyes are ridiculous when it comes to spotting tiny things like that, but sometimes I do miss obvious details as well. Like when Glacian told me that Rose's scar was on her eye instead of her chin. I was like, oh my goodness, yeah. Like I can sometimes miss glaringly obvious things like that, but the tiny things I usually spot. Okay, so yeah, there's one more expression we can probably squeeze out of this, which is the worried eyebrows with the smug face. So if we copy that one, we just put it on top. And that's probably the easiest way to do it. And we can certainly get more creative expressions if we want to spend some more time on them and do some more detailed ones, but probably we'll add those over time. Oh, I've just noticed something as well. There's a tiny bit missing. I put it there, like literally just a line of cheek that is on all the other Alvia assets, but not this one. So I'll just Where is it? No, it's that one. Okay, so there's a few there. That'll do us for now in this cutscene. So save. Did we get rid of? No, we did. We still got the bra. The bra bit of Meryl here. The more time there is since the last time I worked on a project, the more daunting it feels to get back into it. Sometimes it seems like a huge psychological barrier. Yeah, that's another thing as well. It's always good to consistently stick to something. I had 3 weeks off in December because of Christmas vacation. And getting back into it, it took a bit of time to remember and to get my, you know, because sometimes when you've had that break, it takes a bit of time to remember what you was doing last. But I got back into it quite fast because, wow, I'm a little bit obsessed with this project in all honesty, which is a good thing. Sometimes a good thing anyway. Because if you're not obsessed with what you're doing, or at least enjoying it, you're gonna not really stick to it. Elvira the barrel, there we go. So that they should be an RPG maker now. So Elvira's, we just put in her dialogue, so oh, hang on, just something with the file name I want to change. I've been picky lately how the bump in the lip should always be on top. Oh gosh, have I missed that glaringly obvious little detail again? Let's have a look. Yes, that was something with Meryl actually last time, and Carol, that I was like, yeah, the lips look a bit funny. We need to fix that, and we did it with those two. We need to do it with Elvira as well. Gracian, you should get a job as like somebody that finds the errors in artwork. You're really good at that. You're always very good at spotting it with my stuff. Okay, so it's a very small thing, to be honest, because Elvira doesn't have much. She doesn't have a very obvious upper lip, but there is a slight shadow there for it. When you look at that, we just need to make sure that we have them on the others and then get rid of it from the bottom. Yeah, I know the common advice to noobs to always start with the simplest game type makes sense, but ignores the fact that they probably won't stick to any game that doesn't seem interesting them. Sometimes motivation is the most important thing. That's a really good point as well. Because I've like done the opposite of that advice with this. Like, a long episodic epic fantasy RPG isn't exactly simple. But I think I've kind of been sensible by not going all into something like Unity or anything too overly complex. I think starting with something like RPG Maker for a project like this definitely keeps things more simple and easier. I mean, it's not easy still, but I think going into something like Unity and doing a project like this would be a bit ridiculously ambitious. So, you know, it's about finding the perfect balance. It's fine to do something ambitious, I think, because it's true. Usually something like that is what you're going to get enjoyment from, and passion is the biggest motivator. You can't get motivation if you're not interested in what you're doing. Okay, so there we go. Just that little simple pixel change with that lip. It's very small, but it makes a difference. It's more obvious on Meryl and Carol because their lips are a little bit more, the shape of their lips a little bit more obvious, but there we go. So Alvira, she was fun. She's got some good expressions already. So she says, are you still, what does she say? Let's remind her. Are you still seeing that rusty oil drum, Meryl, when you're going to break up that waste of space? So she would have, what face would she have for that? Probably the third one, actually. Because she's got to have, I feel like she's got to have concerned eyebrows for something like that. I do love her smug face, but it's probably not the best time to use that for this one. So after that, she says, oh, it's Meryl that talks after that. But I'm going to do a test play now, because we've got a few extra dialogues in since our last test play. We need to make sure all the dialogue box positioning is right, otherwise we'll have too much to do at once. It's always easier, I find, with scene making. My approach is to do things in bits and then do another test and then do, rather than just do it all, a big chunk, and then do the scene test play, because you might find that the errors are a little bit too much to cope with. Otherwise it might be like numerous bugs if you do too much scene in one go. So it's 2 small chunks. It's a lot easier. BRB, got a shower. Enjoy your shower. Use what you know, binary ferret's advice, which is very, very good. And there's nothing wrong at all with learning something new. It's always a great thing. It also makes you feel very like it's a win for you if you can learn a new software and a new skill. Nothing wrong with doing that, but you also got to be realistic too. And my thoughts when making this project, I was like, I want to make an RPG game, a story-driven, character-based RPG game that's like a longer adventure. That was kind of what I wanted to do, and I was like, I'm just going to be realistic about this. It's going to take all my whole life if I'm going to jump straight into a complex software when I'm not even a coder, and I want to be realistic. So that RPG Maker was perfect. It's for something that's more about storytelling, if you want to focus more on that element rather than the scripting and the gameplay mechanics and that kind of thing. I think it's a good direction to go for. If you want to be more like ambitious with what you want to achieve gameplay wise, then probably RPG Maker isn't the one to go for then, because there are limitations. I mean, I've experienced that. There's a lot of limitations in this software, but if it can do what you want it to do, if you have this vision and it fits that, then it's ideal. Hi Naz, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good week. Your heater broke and your room got up to 90 degrees F or 32C and you had 3 blankets on. Oh my goodness. I have a thick blanket at the moment because it's cold here. I need my heater. Luckily we have the heater on all the time in this house. It's been a while, been mad busy with life. Oh, good busy I hope though. Good busy I hope. Hope the game is progressing. Yeah, it's I feel like overall when you think about what we've done since being back in the new year, it's been a lot. We created the whole of the barrel companion assets in that time. We've planned all the dialogue for some really important scenes. and we've begun with the cutscene, which is progressing really well. So when you think of it like that, we have done a lot. But this week in general, absolutely not much at all in terms of progression, because I've been doing lots of website work. But I'm really looking forward to getting that launched, because then I can get back into doing this and spending lots of time on this as well. But the website's like such a important thing that's been looming over me since October, and I've really wanted to get that done, because I feel like it's an important thing. It's something to show people, and people can find out more about this project that way too. Did you ever play Final Fantasy 3? I played it on the DS. Was it the DS? Was that the portable console it was on? But I never completed it because I lost my save. The DS was really weird with its auto-save feature. And for some reason, my game got lost and I rage quit at that moment. So I never completed it. But it was fun. It was years ago though. It was like about 12, 15 years ago. Maybe not quite that much, but it's definitely been at least 10 years since I played it. It's still progression. Hello Ross, hello, Ross Rainblood. That is my male name. When I make a male character in RPG games, I'm always Ross Rainblood. And I'm Rose Rainblood when I'm a lady. Oh, it's awful when that happens. Just be careful with auto-saves, especially on the DS. It was probably my fault, but I blamed the game. I blamed the DS. Sorry. Oh, you're forgiven, Juice. It's amusing. I don't mind the name, Ross. Hi Ocelot, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Can't type as fast as you, not as good as you. Well, it's not a race, and don't you worry, Juice, I've made some embarrassing typos in my time. It happens. How was your weekend? It was decent. Not too bad at all. I made some food. I cooked food for my family. I made a lasagna. It was yummy. Oh, this music. Yeah, we've got the relaxing Final Fantasy playlist on today. It's a 9-hour-long YouTube video. Lasagna, did you save me some? I would totally give you guys some if I could. I promise you that. Needs to be a thing to be able to just put stuff through the computer screen. Needs to happen. Okay, so Carol's positioning is still not 100% accurate. So Oliver's is perfect though. Yeah, maybe Oliver can turn around at that point and face Meryl as well. But we'd have to do the back view of Oliver. But that won't be hard at all. We just have to get rid of the face. And then we've got his back view. We'll probably get rid of his cookie label as well. Okay, Elvira comes in now. In her dialogue box as well, just a few little dialogue box positionings, but they're not too bad, they're pretty close. Literally, you just got to be moved right by a bit and up by a bit. All of them apart from Oliver's. And I think that's the furthest we've got. So let's fix that bit. What kind of lasagna? It was actually a chicken and paprika lasagna. Chicken and mushroom and paprika. So not a minced beef or anything like that. But it's very nice actually. I know chicken lasagnas aren't the common one, but it's good. I learned the recipe. Well, my sister was the one who showed me the recipe, but she learned it from someone she knew. Enjoy the coffee, nerds. I had a latte this morning, so not the strongest of coffees. Maybe that's why I was sleepy. Okay, so I'm going to see how that positioning is. I'm curious, because if that's correct, then I'll just change them all. Rather than changing them all and them all being wrong. Save a bit of time. So yeah, I'd say that the screen shake at the moment is fine. It's just subtle, but it's there. It's not super still. We can make it more wild during the hijacking for sure. Right, so Carol's positioning is better now, but we need it a touch higher, I'd say. Right, so but I am still gonna look into this dialog box positioning, because I would like a better and more effective solution for what I'm currently doing. Over time. But it's not too bad. Okay, so So that the Y position for Alvira should be fine like that. And can't remember what the X was. Let's try that. So it should all be perfect now, apart from maybe Alvira's. We're totally getting there. All the dialogue bit, we've only got a bit more to do now with that. And then it's just getting the curtain put in so it matches with the cart better, and starting the actual hijacking action sequence. And then once all the action sequence is done and we're happy with it, we can turn that parallax map into a better looking one. And then it's done. Oh my goodness. Then we can move on to other stuff. Yeah, it's a bit left actually. And that needs to go up a bit. Yeah, see what I mean about this being the fiddly bit? It's very, very fiddly. So hi. I've made a note of what needs changing. So I'm only going to edit a couple of them just so to make sure they're in the right position first. So that should be better now. Oops, wrong screen. We've got the big cameras by accident then. Oopsie. Okay. Okay, so just a couple of things again. We needed that though, we're getting closer every time. But damn, honestly, if I can get it working so the dialogue box is above an actual event, so I can get that, it would be like a dream. It would be a dream how much easier that is. Okay, so okay, so again, test. I just don't want to fill in all the numbers of every single dollar box and then I'm like, oh, it's wrong. And I have to do them all again. So just do one, it's a sensible thing, and then if that's right, then do the rest. I realise what message plugin I use. It's Yanfly's. It's the standard message box above heads that you can do with that message plugin. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's the main message plugin of Yanfly's. The one where you can also add name boxes as well. There's a code in that plugin that lets you put the dialog box above the event's head, which is brilliant. But unfortunately, I'm using another plugin that clashes with that, so it doesn't work. And the plugin it clashes with is a camera zoom one, a permanent zoom. I have a 2x zoom. What you're seeing now is the game zoomed in twice. How it originally is, everything looks a lot smaller in size, and it felt a little bit lost to have it so far out. So we all agreed that the closer cam was really good. So we're keeping that. It's getting rid of that is something I'm not going to do because I like it too much, and having the cam 2x view is really the only way to achieve that look. The other plan was just changing the sizing of all the sprites and tile sets, and I attempted that, but it was a big mess that didn't go too well. So having the cam time zoom just worked great. I can find out what that plugin is actually, because I can't remember which one it is. Let's have a look. We've got all Yanfly's. It's not Gal's cam control. I think I use that for some. It's MBS map zoom is the one. Now I've got it set as default zoom 2.0, which means it doubled it in by 2, which is here, and it works great. It manages to achieve the look we want. But unfortunately, because of it does that, what happens is when we put message boxes above events, when we've got that plugin, it positions them really weirdly. They're not in the right position, and it's because of the zoom why it's done that. For some reason, that's why it does it. It just makes the dialog box go somewhere else on the screen where it shouldn't be, which means I'm having to manually put in the X and Y positioning for every dialog box, which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a time consuming job to do that, but it's the only way that it can be achieved right now, and I'm not expecting to do that forever. I am hoping there will be a solution, and then we're still pretty early on in the game for me to not mind changing it all and putting the changing how it's all done, putting the dialog box above the events. I agree, watch your YouTube videos to catch up. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that. But welcome back, Maura. It's good to have you with us. But yeah, I have looked for a solution on the RPG Maker forums. I've typed in dialog box, Yanfly message, event, box above head, time zoom, map zoom plugin. And there are people out there that are doing the same thing as me. They're like, oh, so we've got it zoomed in by 2, and trying to position a dialog box above an event, it's causing a problem. But unfortunately nobody solved it for them either, so there's no solution yet. But I am going to keep an eye on it, and you never know, there might be a fix. I think all it's going to take is probably a simple change of how the script works. Probably just like a line in there or something that I need to edit so that it works for the times to Zoom that I do have. If you've got knowledge of JavaScript, it's probably not too bad to solve. But yeah, because the YANFlight plugins are always reliable, and I like to stick to those ones. And but unfortunately, even they have incompatibility issues with some plugins. But who knows? I'm just glad there is a way, like doing the coordinates way, the X and Y, is better than having no solution at all. So I'd rather do this than never be able to fix it. Thank you for explaining. You're welcome. Okay, so that's why we have the big job we do of having to message position Y and X every single dialog box, as you can see here. And the way we've got it now is probably how we want it to be, but it takes time. It takes extra time to put a scene together because of that. The result makes it well worth it because we've got a scene where it looks nice and it's above their heads as it should be. But yes, it would be really nice to have that issue sorted. Maybe, we'll see. So I'm going to just test this again. Yeah, Carol's is perfect now. And Meryl's is as well. The others aren't because I haven't put them in all of Meryl's dialog boxes yet. But at least I know now that that particular positioning works. Now we've got to just check Elvira. Nope. We have it go left by 10 pixels and then Elvira's will work. I always can get them in about the right area, but it's always being the precise with that arrow, getting it where it should be, that's the difficult part. So I think that would be it. But now we know that Carol's and Meryl's are fine. I think did we do all? Yeah, all Carol's are fine. We edited Carol's, but we haven't edited all Meryl's, so. Yeah, so that should be perfect, and we'll do another player test in a second, then we'll add the rest of the dialogue. We have how many more dialogue lines? We have 6 more dialogue boxes now. What Meryl, Woody, Elvira, Oliver, Hank, and then Elvira again. So, and then we have a choice box where the hero says, let's get it up. Then we have a choice box where the hero says, can we skip ahead? This has nothing to do with Rose, or tell me more about your companions. So eventually we can work on expanding this dialogue scene even more and have more banter with this group. But you also have the option as the player to skip ahead to the important bit in case, you know, if it's a second playthrough and you don't want to go through it all. Or you're one of those players that get bored of character development, which hopefully isn't many people, but I can understand wanting to skip it if it's the second playthrough. I'm not one of those though. I'm one of these people that still read it. And then it's the hijacking stuff, which we've got some descriptions there. Okay, so before we put in the extra dollar boxes, I do want to check something. I'm actually gonna just have a little peek at something I'm curious about. RPG mode the okay, so this is I actually want to just talk about this. Well, more like I want to look into it and see if there's a solution yet. I think this was the post in particular that I saw and was reading. Dava, thank you for the host. How are you doing today, Dava? So this was it. This is exactly what I'm intrigued about solving myself. It's a well-known issue where functions that shows messages over an event, like Gal's message.pop, or yeah, that's the one I'm using, the Yanfly one, don't work well with Zoom plugins, which I'm using that one. That's because the message plugins calculate pixel for position, and I ended up calculating. But yeah, so this person is doing exactly what I'm having to do at the moment, having to manually position the message boxes. I'm wondering if there's any 3 extension out there that deals with it, or a smart workaround. You guys have been doing it for both functions, Zoom and message, designed to work together for a nice looking cutscene. Yeah, and when I first read this, I was like, oh my god, I've got it, I found someone. But this guy, nobody helped him. But there's other people that have commented saying that they're interested too, so there's a demand for it. And it was actually only a couple of years ago when it got posted, and it got bumped as well. Someone else wants this problem. So this is why I'm holding out hope that somebody one day might sort it out, and then my job will be a lot easier when making cutscenes as well, if somebody does. Just waking up with a cuppa and some RPG making. How are you? Well, it's wonderful to have you here. I hope your cuppa is super delicious. What cuppa have you got, Dave? Or is it coffee or tea? I'm intrigued by what Dave is drinking. And I'm doing good, Dave. I'm being a massive workaholic lately, especially on the website, and I'm really excited to show it off. Really excited, but you're all going to have to be a little bit more patient because I want it to look perfect before we show it. And it has to be stream 100 as well. It has to be the 100th stream that we release it. So I'm not streaming on Thursday, which would have been stream 100. I'm putting Monday as stream 100 instead, because then it gives me some extra days to do it. Okay, but I'm going to be putting an announcement up on the Discord before that time, so people know. So they don't know why I'm just randomly not streaming on Thursday. Yeah, and that person's took a screenshot, and that's exactly what I have. So they bumped. So this is like so surprisingly common. And I did that too. And nobody's replied. And I think that's the only one. Yeah, I don't think that's so much relevant, but definitely this one. don't think there's any other Zoom plugin that would do the job better, to be honest. I remember spending a good weekend looking for a Zoom plugin. I think what's happened here is this guy has decided to use scripts to achieve that Zoom rather than use a plugin. And I'm curious now if I did it that way, whether it's better and it would solve the problem. Sean, thank you for the 60 bits. I'm just cheering for the accent. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Sorry I'm so late with saying thank you to that. I've got very absorbed in a little forum topic here. Just appreciate that. You're welcome. And hi, Hino. Are we looking for explosion tutorials I played? We will be probably next, to be honest. Not for explosions, but definitely for stabbing and blood and all lots of other violent things. lots of gory stuff. We've got a lot of freedom with how we want to deal with this hijacking scene, so it's going to be fun. We can be creative about it. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm thinking tomorrow's probably going to be the stream where we get to really get stuck into that, because we're still kind of building the little small dialogue conversation that happens before it at the moment. And I've kind of gone off track a bit right now. I'm looking into a plugin and incompatibility issue that I've had for a few months, which I have found a temporary solution for, but it's very time consuming. This in particular is exactly what I'm trying to do, and I've even bumped it myself, but nobody replied. And I'm kind of looking into this now because it will make life a lot easier if I did sort it out now. It's not the end of the world if I don't, but it will make things easier. Hi Van, how are you doing? Also, your emotes are ridiculously adorable, you know. I've been working and lurking for a while today, but had a moment to say hi. Well, thank you very much. It's always wonderful to see you show your face and pop by, Van. I appreciate your tons and hope work is treating you well today. Okay, so I'm just going to read what this guy's saying for a bit. I'm going to spend a bit of time looking into this again. And see if we can solve this problem. Are you using Yep Message Extended Pack 2? I believe I am. Let me just double check. I know I have Extended Message Pack 1 right here under the message call, but not 2. So would 2 solve all my problems for me? I mean, if it did, that'd be wonderful if that's all I needed. But part of me is assuming it's actually quite complicated, being as there's several people in this thread who have been trying to figure out how to do this. It would be great if there was a quick solution now. But I'm assuming it's probably quite complex, being as nobody's helped and a lot of people wish that it could be sorted out. You know, I feel like bumping this again, but would that be illegal? Illegal. Because I got a good telling off on this forum once. I bumped something, and so a moderator commented back and says, "Bros, red blood, do not bump forum post twice in a row. Shouldn't do that. I committed a crime. I'm the worst human." So I'm nervous now about bumping anything ever again. But you know, I want to know. I want someone to fix this. I'm sorry, one. Oh, one. Yes, one is definitely there. I just checked and it's there under the message core. Inside of XPack under update lock position method is where to fix it. I'm just not sure how. Really? Are you telling me there's a way to do it? Because that would be incredible. I'm just surprised that, because these guys here seem like, they seem to not be noobs. But maybe they haven't figured that out either. Maybe they haven't worked that out either. But I'm going to have a peek at that actually. So switch to this screen. It's a little bit small. Can we get the pop-up up on here so you can see it bigger? Here we go. I've got it a little bit bigger on the screen now. Let's move it across. So it won't hurt to spend a bit of time looking into this, just because we make good progress with the cutscene, and there's only what's left to do is pretty straightforward. It's just put in a few dialogue boxes. There's just 6 more left before we can begin the hijacking scene. So that won't take long to do, but if we can figure out this message box above event thing, doing those last 6 dialogue boxes will be like a breeze. Right, and it would like reduce the time significantly for doing any dialogue scene in the future as well. But it feels like an appropriate time to look back into this again. So update locked position. Where's this? It's quite a lot. There's a massive long count file, so. Oh, maybe you're looking in the actual JS. That's what I'm assuming you're doing actually. I can get Notepad up, Notepad++. So I'll get the window capture open on this screen actually, because I like to keep the stream avatars. When I switch to my other screen, they're not there. Oops. Notepad++, there it is. I've got it here. So let's just put it under my cam. There we go. We'll zoom in a bit too so we can see. Look at all this. This is where my mind gets boggled. I'm assuming now that it's the extended message pack that you've been looking in, Moira, not the message core. So I'm just gonna find that myself. You're doing well, Oracle. I mean, you're not been with us for long, so GG for getting those raindrops. Already, like, in the top 300. Pro skills, Oracle. Welcome back, Lysian, from the shower of hell. It was super hot. Oh my goodness. You know a trick that I've got now when I've had a shower or bath? I pour cold water all over myself before I get out, because it closes the pores and it stops my skin drying out, and I don't even have to put body moisturizer on when I do that anymore. It's actually really wakes you up as well. It's a good trick if you don't mind being cold, that is. I generally love hot baths and stuff, but it does dry up the skin, I've found. Okay, so where is this blue? Where's it hiding? I think I'm in the wrong project, that's why. An old RPG Maker project, that's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so it's definitely going to be here. Here we go. So this is it. Message call extension, extended message pack 1. And Morris said it's under update lock position. So this is, I like to look into this myself just because it's always, it's awesome to narrow things down like this and work out where the problem is and how we can potentially fix it. Just before Christmas, I solved some JavaScript myself in the Battle UI. There was something I really hated about how the Battle UI looked in the Mod Hunter plugin I was using. And I was like, oh no, I don't like that. And I just messed with the JavaScript for a couple of hours one weekend and fixed it. And honestly, it was the most awesome feeling to actually do some JavaScript properly. Okay, so is this the only bit that's not there again? Oh, shall we visit down here too? So it's there and it's here as well. See, it's like looking at a load of stuff that doesn't make sense to me. I have to like figure out what's going on. But you never know. Like I literally just spent like 4 hours doing the JavaScript that other time and fixed it, but someone who was knowledgeable in JavaScript could probably have done that in 5 minutes. But it's still a good feeling. Yeah, line 1840. Okay, so it's not that one, it's, oh, that's 1406 and that's this one. Okay, 1840 is right here. Here we go then. X and Y. Yeah, it's figuring out how to like make this work with the time zoo thing. Maybe we need to look at the MBS Zoom plugin as well. Maybe that's the one that needs editing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's this one. What does ev mean? Event? Oh, event. I assume. Yeah, it's I don't even understand why it does that, like why the zoom affects where it being above the event, because in my opinion it shouldn't change it, but for some reason it does. It's a very strange issue. But in the meantime, I mean, we can still, I'll probably look into that if there's no other option, but I'm also curious about this that I've read as well. Hang on, where is it? Not this, this is... So this person, yes, they've done what we've also done. They've made their game zoom in by 2 without a plugin. They've done it with scripting and a parallel event at the start of the game, I believe. So that means what I'm curious about is if I do this too and disable the zoom plugin but do it this way instead, whether that will fix the problem. and then the boxes will appear above the event like they should. So I am intrigued to take a look. This is another approach we could do. I would go back to a scene right now, not an easy fix. Oh right, so it is quite complicated to mess about with the code way. No wonder nobody's fixed it. I kind of thought, judging by how many people really want it sorted, I thought, yeah, this isn't a 5-minute job, because one of these guys would have done it, you know, for sure. But this could be it. Right, so we're just going to do a quick test. I don't think this is going to be too demanding of our time, but as for now, we'll go to the very start of our game. This is our character creation. So I think that's all we got to do. We just put in that script, just like he said, I hope. So let's see if it works. We'll have to disable the MBS plugin now, turn off. We'll see what happens now. So let's see. Let's see if this guy's script also does the same thing that plugin does. Hi Atlantia, how are you doing? And Ivy Beans, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, Atlantia? It's good to see you. Oh, hang on, no. See, this is exactly how the game looks when it's normal. Like, so, as you know now, that this is the reason why we're zooming in by 2, because it's huge. And don't get me wrong, it looks very pretty, but it's not very intimate, you know, like when you do scenes that are this zoomed out, everything looks tiny. So I definitely think the zoomed out in look is the better design and direction to go for. But we gotta do it. So a new game. So far it actually seems it's worked. Let's carry on a bit longer. This is our custom creator, everybody who hasn't seen it yet. This is where we make our hero. We're making Jesus again. It's kind of become our default. So I'm just curious now what Lake Fall's going to look like when we get there. So I'm going to have a mess around. I'm going to walk around and see how it is. And if it's okay, I'm going to test if the dialogue box thing works with it like this. This is like the cheat fix, rather than doing things the hard way and manually editing the JavaScript. That would be the hard way. Oh, it's okay, it's zoomed out again. He's gone small. I don't know why that happened. Okay, so why did it do that? I wasn't paying attention, so I should have probably looked and noticed why it went small. I need to know what point it went small first of all, and then I'll be able to work this out. Because I want it to stay like that forever. So let's do it again. Pay attention this time. Oh wow, so you can change the colours of the hand stuff? You can, guys. This is our custom here. And what I am going to do, just so you know, when the website's out, I'm going to plan on doing more video content. So I'm going to make a video with the custom hero generators to show it off. And also probably lore videos, and just I'll end up building a little video collection over time of things in the game, and they'll be put on the website, because I know a lot of you wouldn't have seen this. So if I do make a video of it, you'll get a closer look of it and see exactly how you can make your hero look. But yeah, you can change the complexion, which is the skin colour. You can change the hair colour and the length. And if you've got a guy character, you can give him a beard as well if you want to. And you get to choose between the two classes of warrior and hunter. So not bad for RPG Maker. I'm pretty proud of this one. Because I made this one myself, and it was all conditionals, like all if statements basically, and it does the job. It's worked. I'm doing okay, just finishing my VR game for school. How are you? Oh, that sounds fun, Atlantia. Hope it's going well. It resets when the map changes. Oh, right. Right, I'm going to have to keep a close eye. I'm going to find out. Did the map change, though, at this point? I don't feel it did, so I'm going to have to look. Maybe it did. I'll see. You're stuck with a character that looks like Jesus. So, Rose, if you have any leftover character classes, will you add them to the main character choices? It's going to be difficult because of this being episodic. I kind of do not want to change episode 1 once it's out and released. But things like leftover character choices we wouldn't know until endgame, because we'll still consistently be having people. But I feel like they'll get taken up. I'm actually worried that we'll use them all up and then people will never be able to be a playable character, because everybody would have, because over time, like I'm thinking long term here, those classes will get picked. We're only, if I was going to say a percent we through the game, it's less than 10. It's probably less than 5, in all honesty. So, and we've already had almost 10 playable characters out of the 20, 30 classes. So I'm confident they will get all used, because of this is a consistent thing that's going to be ongoing for a long time. But I think the problem is, like, the main reason I'm not giving the hero more than warrior and hunter, in all honesty, is because I will have to do all the assets again, double them up. There's already like about 400, 500 separate hero assets from all the possible hair colours and styles and skin colours and males and females and beards. There's already hundreds of different heroes that you can get, like the individual assets. So because of that, if I was going to add another class, I would have to do all those again, and it's a big job. So really, only having 2 is so that we get more ability to change the look of our hero. If I was going to make you guys have all the same hero that look the same, then I would have probably given you the choice of loads of classes. But it's just because of the custom hero in general. I don't want to have to do a bazillion assets. Good thing I'm stubborn and make my own class. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, the hero isn't really that important in the long run, because you're going to get all other playable characters join you in the game anyway that are those classes. So it's not like the other classes will never be used. And I suppose the hero is important because he's the one who's always going to be there. But we're going to have a party choice system where you get to pick which class you want in your party and that anyway. So yes, thank you GT Vovan for the follow. Welcome. How are you doing? So I'm gonna stare at the screen now and figure out where it gets small. So it's all good so far. Jesus, does it zoom out now? Yeah. So as soon as I've entered his name in, it goes super small. I'm gonna figure out why that is. because the scene is the same. Has the person said how they can do it permanent? Yeah, they said they have to put it in every map. Can have it as a common event now. Could it be a good idea to... Let's go to common events for a sec. To do something like this and have it consistently running in the background. Oops, seems that it's gone. There we go. So I kind of did that with the quest window and the mini map. So parallel and a switch. I've kind of forgot because I'm not very experienced with this bit, so to remind myself how to do this, because I want it to, like, the goal is to have this run in all the time, so it always has it this way if that works. I should have made my NPC have no class. I mean, are you a playable character, Dev, or I thought you was a major NPC? I can't remember now. It's been a while since I've looked over the character sheets, but they will be getting done once the website is up. I'll be getting those character sheets put in and sorted. I'm an NPC, yes. All right. So in a way, you don't have a class, I suppose. I mean, you can. I mean, Kung's character's also an NPC, and she's a hunter. So, but she's not a playable character, so you don't actually play as her, because we're the hunter. Well, we have the option to be the hunter as the custom hero, at least. And I kind of want to make sure there aren't more than two. So we wouldn't have two hunters in the game, or two healers, or two whatever. Everyone will be unique. So once somebody has taken a class, that's it then. Nobody else can be that class. But the good thing about being an NPC, a major or a minor one, is that you don't have to be a class because you're not playable. You can be. You can say you're a hunter. You can say that you're a priest, or you can say whatever, but yeah, you're not actually playable, if that makes sense. I'm rambling. Okay, so have I got to do anything else? No, I think that's fine. I think all I need to do now is put that switch on at the start of the game, and I think it'll always run. I hope so. We'll soon see. To control switches, put it on, delete that now. Let's see. Oh, I accidentally crossed it off like a big silly. Oh, okay, we got it. It's there. So we're going to test this again. Fingers crossed it works. But even if it doesn't work and it zooms out again, I'm going to just go in Lakefall and do it and then test the dialog box, because that's what we want to find out. Because it might still not work even like this, and I want to figure out if it does or not first of all before we spend any more time on it. I'm glad that joke about me having no class spawn. Yeah, that's me. I always go and end up rambling on about something. Okay, for some reason the heroes moved that way, and I'm not sure why, but I'm not going to bother figuring it out just yet. Imagine having this Jesus without a beard. He looks so different. Yeah, so it solved one problem. It hasn't zoomed back out. But we now have a position error. But I'm honestly not gonna put time into that right now. I just want to know if it's gonna fix the dialog box. So I'm gonna see how it looks now in Lakeful. Okay, so it looks a mess. Okay, that is not what we want. Wow. So one thing we know is this has failed greatly. But before we move on and say no to that plan, I want to do something quick. A test. I'm going to put, well, we'll use this NPC as our test. We're going to start the game here. And we're going to put a dialogue box over this lady's head. So, if it doesn't work, then it's in the bin. Well, it's failed anyway. But I want to find out whether this zoom does make the message appear above her. Oh, hang on. So, right, I'm going to find out what that code is. Let me just have a look. Message extended pack. It's here somewhere. Event position. Message event, that's it. Positions the X and Y. Real message window relative to the event X's position if you use. Okay, so that's easy. She is event 20. Okay, so we're gonna just see now. Oh, we gotta put the switch on now. New switch. Zoom. Test. Well, no, if it's gonna go in the bin or not. This idea. Hi Pepper, how you doing? Good to see you. Wow, I know that was bad, wasn't it? It was very buggy. That's it. Why do I keep going to this instead of starting new game? Okay, one thing we have to do is turn off this parallel event. Because say if it does work, then I'll want to know how to fix the ugliness of the test player experienced before. But okay, it hasn't done the time zoom in for some reason. Oh, I know why it hasn't. I know exactly why it hasn't, because I need to do is put none, and this will be parallel. There we go. Now we can get rid of it there. Complete noob moment now. Completely didn't set it as a parallel event. Doing great. How are you doing? Not doing too bad. Just fixing a little issue that's been on the radar for a few months now. Having an experiment. I did it again. I did the load game instead of new game. How are you doing there, Pepper? Why am I down here? when I've got the game here. You know what? Having it as a switch doesn't work. I mean, having it as a common event doesn't work. So instead of doing that, because this worked much better, I'm going to put the script directly in and not have the switch on. Because that worked before. It feels like the common event's what's actually making it a mess. No, it's still not done it. Because I'm positioned up there somewhere, but the screen isn't going on me. And I blame the script. Ah, it's over an event, isn't it? That's why. I need to put it on 0 for the player. Yeah, I think the script is wrong. It's a script for zooming in on an event and not the player, I believe. I'm gonna have to look into that again. I've done it again. I've gone load game. Okay, so as you can see, that is how we want it to be. We want the box to be able to play, but obviously with the zoom. So why didn't that work this time? It's on parallel. Event 0. Okay, would probably need to be game map player then. Hang on, let's read that thread again. I just want to see if there's something I didn't notice here. Ah, this is it. It's the wrong script. I copied the event one. So that's it. There was 2 scripts that he put there, one for player and one for event, and I copied the event one, and that might be why it completely balked for us earlier. Okay, here we go. Interesting. It hasn't worked. It's closer than how the other one is though, because I'm going to show you something now. So it's like a little bit off on that, but if we have the MBS plugin instead of the script, let's put that on off for a sec, and we'll turn the plugin back on. Where is it? Okay, MBS map zoom, put that back on. Now you'll see how far away it is on this one. It's like all up there. So it feels like this way is more accurate. It's closer, but it's still not exact. So what's this? Game screen set zoom position X, Y position 2. What's the 2 mean? Oh, that means zoom in by 2. That's what that means. Okay. Can I walk around Lake 4 normally? I'm gonna just set the hero as a random, just for now. So, just so we can see us walking around. Oh, downside we're taking ages. Oh no, it's the worst thing. So, it seems like we get the same effect as with the plugin. There's literally no difference. So this could easily replace the map zoom plugin if we want it to. The only issue we have is it zooming out when the scene changes. We need our custom loading screen. It'd be so much prettier. Happens if I walk into an enemy? Is it fine? Yeah, because we haven't done our custom hero or set him up, he's not there. But everything seems to be working fine. We have moved to a different scene and it didn't zoom back out. So that's promising. What happens when we go inside? So yeah, it's actually not a bad solution to. Hang on, is this? Am I being an idiot? I am. I was doing the map zoom plugin, not the script way. No wonder it was perfect. I'm sorry for that. So turn it off. Now, it probably won't be as perfect this time. So what we saw before was actually the plugin solution, which is exactly how we've been doing it. And this is the other way, which when it does switch map, it won't look like this anymore. I was thinking, why is it not changed screen? Yeah, now, yeah, I zoom back out again. So it would have to go on every scene. It doesn't seem like... Oh, we are centered, I think. I think it works the exact same, though, to be honest. It actually does work the same. The only thing that you have to do extra is do it on every scene. But the dialog box position isn't still correct, so it's not like it solved all our problems. But I'm wondering if there is a fix for it, because maybe this way there is. And I would honestly, if there was another way to do this, I'd just stick with the map zoom plugin, but I'm not sure if we should, because all honesty, if we can do this, my life will be so much easier. So that's why I'm kind of putting some focus onto this now, because we've got a lot, we're doing a lot of cutscene work at the moment, and it's going to increase development time if I have to manually type in and test the X and Y positioning of the message boxes throughout these cutscenes. It's just going to double, triple the time that it takes to make them. So in all honesty, this is something I would like to solve now, or as soon as possible, just because it will just make things go faster. Also, I'm hungry, so I might pop down for a snack soon, but it's also coming up towards the, well, we're in the last hour of stream, so I might hold off for dinner now, so. But I'm going to read that forum again, because he might have said something. About how, so it seemed like quite knowledgeable, so I kind of think, yeah, this could be a good way to do it. But again, the dialog box isn't working still. How have we got that set up? Let's remind ourselves. So we have message event 20. I wonder why why it's off a bit. Does it do it to like is every single event in that position? That's another thing I'm curious about. If we make us talk to some of the other NPCs around Lakefall, will their dialogue box be in the same position as well? Let's see. He's event 17. Because if they are all in that same position, then it's just figuring out how to shift it in the JavaScript. And if we can do that, then it'll be fixed. And maybe the plugin way or the script way are both difficult to solve. Maybe neither of them are going to be easy, but something tells me this way is going to be the easier way. But I might be wrong. I might be just being hopeful that we've got a solution. Would you show me how to assign the message over the character? I don't use yet message. I'm trying to fix this in a blank project. Never mind. I appreciate that more of that. That's very kind of you to mess around. I can show you though. Sorry about taking ages to see your message. I get absorbed into doing this, and sometimes I'm a bit late with checking chat. All you need to do is do that. The slash and message MSG and event, and put the number of the event in the square brackets in front of the message, and that will then, it's meant to put the dialog box above their head once you do that. It's a lot easier than doing the coordinates, put it that way. So yeah, if it did work, it'd be great. Okay, so maybe one of us can sort of fix it though. That'd be great. Let's see. So it's like off. It's down too low and right too far by 20-ish pixels or so. Okay, his is left to. It's like the arrow's directly in the middle of the hero and the event, and it's too low. It's very strange, but yet when you face them that way, it's directly where it should be, but it's too low. And yet, when you do it that way, that's exactly how it should be. That's the perfect position. So it only is in the perfect position when you face them in that position. But the question is, does it do that when it's not zoomed in? I'm sure it doesn't, because that'd be a bit of a silly. So I'm going to just put that off parallel for a sec, because I want to see the difference with how the dialog box is in this. Because I assume the arrow would be in the right position from all angles when it's not the ×2 zoom. Yeah, so every single direction that you talk to it. Oops, accidentally triggered the event. So I'm actually going to move that out of the way so we don't do that. BRB, going to grab some food. Enjoy the foods, Atlantia. Well, I'm heading out to eat lunch. Oh, it's everybody's food times. I hope it's all yummy. So it's definitely food time, and for me as well soon. Yeah, so that, as you can see, is exactly how we want it to be, above the character's head in all directions. And it works perfectly when it's default, but when we have that ×2 zoom script, it works great when it's when we're like at the top, but not in the other positions. It's a definite improvement from the plugin now. Oops. It's because the plugin one, it's like literally all over in the corner, but at least it's more closer this time. It feels like it's doing it from where the hero is positioned rather than the event to me, which is strange. I'm wondering why that is. I wonder if it is an easy solution. See you soon. Yay! Thanks for hanging out. So let's look at that script again. Because generally it's probably more sensible to use scripts rather than plugins, or I've heard that you got to be careful not to overdo it with plugins, and if there's a way to do it directly in RPG Maker without the need for a plugin, then it's usually the better approach. That's what I've heard anyway, that don't go over the top with plugins, and if you can do it with a script instead, then maybe. I suppose it like prevents incompatibility issues that you might run into maybe. But I'm still unexperienced and learning as I go, so okay, so we didn't test the menu, that's the good point as well. Let's just test that. Okay, so seems okay. It doesn't reset. Good. Damn, if only it was good from all angles, then it'd be perfect. It would have fixed the thing. Okay, so just put it on direction fix, because I'm curious if it's because of the event's position or the hero's position why the dialog box is changing. I don't even know if it matters, but I feel like it might help narrow it down. I did it again. May I see your message core settings? Sure. Yeah, that hasn't changed it. So message core settings. So let me get it up bigger. Get the pop up. There we go. Is there anything in particular what you want to have a peep at? Wanted to see the width, yeah. So that's it. I don't think that's the default. I think I changed it. And I think the reason I changed it was because I think I wanted it to not look super like narrow when I kind of wanted it to be a consistent width no matter how much dialogue was in the box, rather than change all the time based on how much text was in it. But is there, I don't think there's anything maybe that might be affecting in here, maybe. Let me just... So there's nothing else. It has to be the message event, doesn't it? That... What's this? Message anchor. I'm using the message position X, mark anchor X to... Yeah, this is making me think it's this, but surely not. What would happen if we had it as left instead? We had it as left and top. We'll soon see. It does say message position, so it makes me think, is that what it is? But I might be just grasping at straws right now. Yeah, funnily enough, it's like really, it's completely changed the positioning now, messing with that, just that bit. Interesting. So that wasn't the right setting because it made it go all the way over there. But now I'm inclined to play about with this now. It might lead nowhere, but wanna fulfill my curiosity and see what happens when I change settings here. It still moves. It looks like even when it's set like this, it still moves. But maybe that's because it's on center why it's doing that. Yeah, I'm not expecting changing this to help. But I don't know. I can't remember what it was on originally now. Yeah, in all honesty, I feel it's because of the hero's position why it changes, rather than anything to do with the message. That's my gut feeling here. So what was it originally? I'm pretty sure it was center and bottom, but it might have been center and top. Yeah, that's how it was before. And if we change it to centre and bottom, like kept it as centre but change it to bottom, let's see what that does. I mean, if we changed it to top. It was definitely changing it from left that made it like go all the way up there. Yeah, so centre and bottom, what it was at before was perfect. Yeah, so it's not that needs changing. Any of the others just make it go even further away. Message event. So that's the width and rows of the method. Did we use auto event before? I can't even remember why I used that, if so, but I feel it had, oh, it was MS grows, that was what I had. I'm not sure why. There was a reason. I need to find out what that bit of code meant now. Oh, that just sets the rows, I see. Okay. I'm just curious if any of these would solve it, if we need any of them. But I might be going completely off track. So, funnily enough, well, no, I think that hasn't solved anything. I thought it was in the same position, but it wasn't. So that I don't think is needed. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm always doing this. I'm always loading the game and starting a new one. Okay, we'll get rid of that because that is that hasn't helped. Okay, I wanted to test something else. Said 0 for player, didn't I? It's definitely the player's positioning. Well, that didn't go with the player's head at all. What's going on? Because something is screwed up somewhere. Did I get rid of something? Needs to be on bottom, that's why, isn't it? Don't know that change that. Yeah, it's weird because it doesn't really go with the player's head either. Like this point here, it's meant to be above the player's head, but you know, it's not exactly, is it? It's like halfway up in. So it's definitely still very flawed, even doing the zoom in this way. And I can't think how to fix it. I mean, it's fine from that position when he's behind her at the top for her, but not for the hero. It's only halfway up him for some reason. And yeah, if we don't have the plugin on, see, it's like then. I wonder if there's another way to do a map zoom with a script. Yeah, that is exactly how it should be. I think it like only goes halfway up him because the sprites are bigger, and it doesn't take that into account when it's put in the message box above the sprites' heads. It still thinks they're like small. So it seems like pretty complex. So I feel like it's not the zoom now that's the issue, it's the message boxes. They're just not taking into account that it's double now, and he has to, I don't know, So maybe it is that he's messing with, but it sounds like it's going to be something you gotta have like advanced JavaScript knowledge to successfully code that. Yeah, it was interesting to look into this, but we might have to just be patient and carry on doing the X and Y positioning with the messages, even though it's can be a bit of a pain, but that might be our only solution, because we could literally be spending weeks just trying to look for a fix for this and still might not find it. So sometimes you have to do things the hard way if you can't do it, I guess. Okay, well thanks guys, it's coming towards the end of the stream now, so I'm going to finish things up here, and as you know I'm working on the website, so I'm probably not going to look much further into this now. I think I wanted to spend the rest of today's stream looking into that, and I had my fingers crossed that maybe there would be a solution, but it looks like it's going to be one of those really complicated things, and if it is something that can be eventually solved, then I will use that as a replacement for the X and Y positioning, because it would be great to have that to make it life easier on myself. But for now, I'm going to just carry on with how things are. So I'm probably quickly going to finish the cutscene off. It won't take long to just add those extra dialogue boxes in, I hope. And then tomorrow's stream we can really get that hijacking scene done. Well, not done, because it's probably going to take a while to perfect, but we can at least make a decent big start on that. Make it awesome and lots of and very appealing to look at. Pardon me, I lost my voice a bit there. Rex, I just want to thank you so much for streaming. Your voice and the music and everything is so relaxing and perfect thing to watch your own work. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad that you appreciate it. I'm glad that it helps and it helps your day go by better. I didn't realise you appreciate me so much in my stream. Well, I know you appreciate me, but I did realise that, well, I sort of know you do. But sometimes I need reminding of these things. So thank you for the kind words. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, and I've had a good stream. I feel it was productive, even though we didn't solve the problem. It was still interesting to look into the issue and get a little one step closer to it. Thank you, Quickfire, for the follow. But expect things to go slightly slower with the game creation while I'm working on the website. And then, but I feel like we're still making really good progress. Even so, the cutscene stuff is always the time-consuming bit, because you want to make it look good. But thank you guys, thank you for hanging out today and for all the help. And Moira, appreciate you looking into the issue. I mean, no pressure at all, but I hope you know that I appreciate you spending time looking at that. And obviously, if you ever did find a fix, that would be frigging awesome. But at the same time, no pressure at all. at least we've got the X and Y positioning for now. Still better than nothing at all. But have a good day, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. And see you tomorrow. Take care.